Hi, Google friends. Today's session is a recap of all of the great sessions we've shared with you guys this series, all about Google's newest features. During this event, we'll give you all a quick overview of the new features coming your way as part of the Google Workspace for Education Fundamentals, Teaching and Learning, or Workspace Plus. The number one question we get during these events is, what's the link to the slides again? I just want to point out that our slides are shared with the slide deck in the upper right hand corner of each of our slides. And if you have joined us before, you'll also notice the web address contains today's date. This makes it super easy and simple to access these slides after today. A quick reminder, this broadcast today is being shared in English, but as always, the Spanish version will be provided as the recording for our friends in Spanish speaking places. Chantel will share 4 Chromebook updates for students and teachers. Then Courtney will go over improved collaboration features in Docs. Then I'll share flexibility, integration, and accessibility available with Slides and Meet. And Amy will wrap us up with a focus on new Google Classroom tools to make learning more personal.
All right, guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'm going to get started. I'm Chantel Lott. I am a lead learning guide with Fry Technology. If you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on the socials, right? At Lots of Ed Tech. And I'm going to talk about 4 Chromebook updates for students and teachers that I know that you're going to love. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to talk about is premium Chromebooks. So we know that Chromebooks are a perfect tool for students. They're fast, reliable, affordable, and they connect with all of the Google Workspace tools. But the newly available advanced use Chromebooks, with those, Google has, taken features and all those features, sorry, and made them better for everyone, not just students. Now teachers can enjoy Chromebook use with faster and smoother video calls, plenty of storage, and high performance for multitasking and advanced workloads. Because we know, that being a teacher is an awesome job. So we want to make sure that we can support you with these advanced use Chromebooks. So in today's session, like all of our sessions, we are using the advanced use Chromebooks. And thus far, if you've been with us, you've seen that they're an awesome, amazing, and powerful tool. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is a reading mode. So coming soon to a Chromebook near you is reading mode. 1 in 5 children, have a learning difference such as dyslexia or ADHD. And, Google is coming out with this reading mode feature that's going to be found on the side panel of the Chrome browser. The reading mode reduces distracting elements on the screen like images and videos to help readers focus on the page's primary content. You can customize settings like typeface, font size, spacing, and text and background color. And this, once again, is an awesome feature and update that's not only good for students, but teachers.
I think that one's pretty cool. I'm a former dyslexia teacher, and I think that's a game changer to have on the computer and be able to change those. If I need the dark background with the lighter text or the green background, all that. So that's going to be snazzy once that goes live.
Yes, and I love that it's right there in the Chrome browser. It's like right there at your fingertips. Whenever you need it, you can access it and use it, just right there. Okay. Now, if you've been with the series, you know that I have been on each of the screencasting ones. So, I really, really love this tool because not only is it powerful, but it's a time saver. We all can't be in 30 places at once, although we would like to be. So, and we know that in the past 2 years, screencasting has become a staple instructional strategy that teachers and students have seen immense value in. So any way to simplify that process, make recording, editing, and assigning a screencast easier, right? All the better for us. So Chromebook Screencast does that extremely effortlessly and user friendly. Compatible with all Chromebooks, it's now a newly added ChromeOS built-in feature that allows teachers and students to record their screens. It includes captions and transcriptions and is easily shared with Google Classroom. So, you may be asking, where can I find this? I'm glad you asked. All right, so it's going to be right down here in the app launcher. I'm simply going to click on it and I'll see that it can be found with all of the workspace tools and Google apps that are there. Mine's at the bottom, but it does not have to stay down there. I can simply click it and drag it up to the top and put it where I can access it a little bit easier, and then I can go ahead and open it up. When I open up Screencast, it's gonna when it's my first time and I'm just brand new to using it, it's gonna have these nice kind of easy to follow directions that are short and simple and an excellent way for me to get started. And from there, I will be able to start recording my screencast. I can simply click New Screencast, and then I will start recording. So very, very simple and easy. Okay, that's why we absolutely love it. And my one, one last thing, we've said it before, but I will say it again. Coming soon, screencast videos will be available to view and play on a Chrome web player. So that's coming soon. It's not currently, right? It's compatible with all Chromebooks currently, but it's coming soon that you'll be able to play it in a web player, right? So that's an awesome and excellent update as well.
Hey, Chantel, is this free for anybody with Chromebooks?
It is free with anybody with Chromebooks. It is a built-in feature. If you've updated your Chromebook to the newest OS, you should be able to see it, and it should be live and ready for you to go. So good question. Good question. All right. So our next one is Cast Moderator. Okay. And if you have been watching us, we've talked about this before, but it's another update that we're excited to share. It's a casting solution built specifically for Chrome users in the classroom. By connecting a cast receiver to a shared screen, such as a TV or projector, you and your students can mirror or share a single tab wirelessly simply by connecting with a code, right? I love this because this means that the teacher is no longer tied to the desk, right? You can move around the classroom. You can help in work with students wherever you might need to. And then it also allows students to share their screen with the class as well. So that makes presenting easy. It makes sharing student examples very easy, when you're in the classroom. Things to note though, teachers have to accept or approve student screen sharing, right? Students cannot simply just take over without permission. Moderator works on enterprise networks and is designed specifically for education in mind. So,
You said that teachers have control, which we all know is important. We want to be able to share. We want to have the students participate. But it made me wonder if a student is sharing their screen, and what if something on their screen is inappropriate?
well, that's a great question, Courtney. I like that Cast Moderator allows teachers to take back control immediately. There is no like waiting or downtime. Like teachers are in control that entire time. So you can simply remove the student from sharing their screen, and their screen will be removed from the projector wherever you might be casting that screen. So I love that because it makes it just very, very easy for teachers to still maintain control and, as the name says, moderate, as they're in the classroom. And then I would just say, just as a tech tip that I would just, keep in my pocket if I were you, I would talk about digital citizenship before utilizing Cast Moderator, so that, students understand your expectations about using the tool. They understand the opportunity that they have with using the tool in the classroom. And, it just puts everybody on the same page when it comes to using Cast Moderator.
Cool beans. So, hello everybody. I am Courtney Watson. I'm a lead learning guide with Fried Tech. You can find me on socials at cmwatson2010. And we're going to take a quick look at some of the improved collaboration features you're going to find in Google Docs, thanks to what's called the Smart Canvas, which, as a side note, are all now being used more than regular commenting in Google Docs. I know, right? All right, so we are going to start off with building blocks. So building blocks are these built-in templates that are only available in Google Docs that can help you track projects and maybe like meeting notes for your documents and even create email drafts, all again done in Google Docs. We have a demo document, and so you're going to see a couple of building blocks that we already put in. So this one is the project roadmap building block. You can see how this one would be great for students, maybe track their work or their progress as they're working through assignments or long-term projects. They can easily customize those drop-down boxes. Everything in that template to fit their needs. On page 2, we have an example of the meeting notes building block. I love these because it's great for keeping track of all of your notes, your tasks, your agendas. You can even attach this document to the calendar invitation. So then all of the invitees have access to this document and they can make suggestions and make changes to it. Out to the side of the block, you'll see there's a little email icon. And then, as we like to call it, the snowman, the little 3 dots. So you again can attach extra drives or just send out the meeting notes to everybody. So it's pretty cool. On page 3, we have an example of the email draft building block, which at first thought you're probably like, why would I need to draft an email in Google Doc? Why would I just not go to my email? But we have a real life example because it's great for collaborating. Amy and I are planning for a training in June, and we both had separate information we need to send to one person. So Amy pulled up that email building block, shared this doc with me. We put in our information, and then she was able to just send that email off to the person. So it's great for collaboration.
And it's super simple if you just click that right there. Love that it
Yeah,
just
it just
pops
pops
that
right. So
email right up.
if the email was filled out, everything will be right there for you, ready to go. It's pretty cool. So, going on with building blocks, coming soon, some customers are going to be able to create their own templates in Google Docs and make a custom building block. So, on the next slide, you'll see that this is going to be super beneficial. Like teachers, like maybe lesson plans, I think is the first thing that comes to mind, right? Every district, every campus is a little bit different. You have a special layout you have to use. So basically, once this feature is live, what you're going to be able to do is build in your Google Doc, like put your table and your colors and your titles and everything in there, and then just highlight and right click. Choose create custom building block. You'll be able to give it a name, for example, again, lesson plan, give it a description, and then save it. And then all you have to do is type at and then the name of your building block you created in anytime you open a Google Doc, and you'll be able to pull that new custom building block into your document. Pretty cool. It's going to be very simple and easy to use. So one of my favorite parts of the Smart Canvas is something called Smart Chips. And no, we can't eat them, but they are still my fave. I am very much hashtag Team Smarter, Not Harder. And so actually you saw some Smart Chips in some of those building blocks that we showed you, but you can use the @ symbol. It's super powerful in all of your Google files, right? Wherever you find a Smart Chip, you and other people who are looking at your document with you can just hover over it or click it and get some extra information. Google always is looking out for us. So you'll notice that little pro tip over there that when you add a smart chip, if it's a document that I have not shared with Amy or Lori yet, it's going to say, hey, you put them in here. Do you want to share with them? So it'll take care of that for you. But if we pop back over to our demo doc, and we look at that project tracker on page 1, you can see some file smart chips over on the related files column. So you can hover over those and see like a preview. If you wanted to, then you can click over into it and go into it. We have some drop downs in that status column that the students could use to kind of, again, track their progress and things like that. In that meeting notes building block, we have some date and calendar chips as well as some people chips that are super helpful with a little extra information. And then we'll scooch on down to page 4, and then we'll show you how easy it is to make these little smart chips. I personally love to do it with just going to start typing so maybe at Lori, because I need to add her in here. And as soon as you start to type, you'll start to get a list that builds, and just a quick click and you will have a smart chip with that information. The date is super helpful. I love at tomorrow. If you typed at date, it would bring up a whole calendar, but you can click tomorrow's date and pop it right in. One of my favorites, if there are other table fans in here, at table, and you'll notice I don't have to type the whole word. Once I start to type, it'll pop up, and then I can build my table right there. All of these are part of the insert menu. You can go insert, drop down, insert, people chip, but why not just type the @ symbol and pull it up right away? One other good one is at drop downs. So like those sample drop downs you saw in our building block, you can go in and create your own drop downs. So you'll notice you have a section called document drop downs and project drop downs. I'm sorry, preset. But you can create your own. They live in the document where you create them, but copy paste works really well. So once you make one, you can copy and add it to another document. So Chantel's going to add in one that we already have for feelings. And you'll notice that one of the things that we recommend with drop downs is putting in your first option as blank or select, because that's what your users will always see. So then they know they have to go in and actually choose one of those other options in the actual drop down. At the bottom of that page, we have a couple of other little smart chips. So some other things that can be turned into smart chips are URLs from like a YouTube video or file links. So when you paste that long kind of full URL with all the letters and numbers and funny symbols, Google will say, hey, do you really want to leave this or do you want to make it a smart chip? You just hit the tab button and then you can have your little smart chip in there too. So that's just a little bit about smart chips. We do have some custom smart chips that are going to be coming as well for Education Plus users. If you go back to the slide, Chantel, um, again, the whole point of these is to save you a little bit of time on your documents that you're collaborating with people that you work with. So we already have a stopwatch. That one you can already do. You can just type at stopwatch. But coming soon are going to be timer chips and voting chips. So think about a timer chip, to track students' time on class activities or maybe on presentations and things like that. And then the emoji voting chips are going to be pretty cool. Everybody's in a document. You can quickly gather votes, together while you're already in that same document, right? So those are coming soon, and those are for Education Plus.
Is there any other place where I can find drop downs, Courtney?
Well, actually, so these, like I said, all of this is a smart canvas that's a part of Google Docs, but now you can find drop downs in Google Sheets. We usually get the question, are drop downs available in Google Slides? And in my heart, this is my answer. I'm saying not yet, and my fingers are crossed. I think it's coming, but because they added it to Google Sheets. So here we have an example. So this just really cuts down on how to do data validation, right? You can do it really quickly now. So again, you could take time and go insert drop down, or you can just click in your cell and hit the add symbol and start to type drop down. And then it's going to open up the data validation panel for you on the right hand side that you're already used to. So then you can go in. Remember, we like to put blank as your first option. And then you can put in your other options. Maybe we need names. Maybe it's Chantel and Lori, or yes and no. You can add additional options. You have a few advanced options in there to kind of play around with depending on what your needs are. And then choose your colors if you'd like to use some colors, and then click done. So it's
Just
in the
that
cell.
easy.
She did it in one cell. I need it in all the rest of my cells. You can still just grab your little circle at the bottom right-hand corner, and then just drag it to copy it to your other cells.
Well, I mean, I
I mean,
was
you
asking
can.
you to do it. Listen, I'm driving today, and I swear we're gonna get to our destination, but, I may need a little roadmap, old school. I need a old roadmap. There we go.
Cool beans.
There we
And
go.
our last little piece is one that we did not get to show you all in previous weeks, but it's one of Chantel's faves, called AI summaries in Google
Her
Docs.
absolute fave.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything, but
AI, of course, being artificial intelligence. So if we pop back over to that demo document, we'll show it to you in action really quickly. So basically, it's going to give you a quick overview. So right there, we're in that table of contents, but there's a word that says summary and a little plus sign. You can just click it, and you'll get a quick little summary of your document. It's going to, generate it for you, and then just kind of help you focus in your document.
and FYI, it's not popping up because we don't really have text, but if we did, it would be right there.
Yeah.
Be like, "Hey, summary right here." Okay. I hope you like my summary voice. There we go. Next.
Okay, I am Lori Roberts, a lead learning guide with Fried Tech, and you can find me on social media at EdTechLori. So now let's take a look at some new features that we have in Slides and Meet that allow for more flexibility, integration, and accessibility. You are a great driver, Chantel. I just want to make sure and point that out to everybody. So, one of my favorite new features in Google Meet is now the ability for speaker notes to see them while you're presenting. And this is available for Teaching and Learning Upgrade and Education Plus. So, this is a great feature to be able to connect with your audience while being able to view the notes while you're recording. So, it's not going to look like you're looking off the screen. You'll still be able to connect with them.
Hey, Lori, quick question.
Yep.
Can
What
the
you got?
meeting attendees see your speaker notes?
No, they cannot. Only the person that is screen sharing. So if it was me in this case, I would be the only one that could see those speaker notes. The attendees are only going to be able to see your slides. And I think this feature is going to be great for students to be able to practice those presentation skills, connecting with their audience, not looking at their slides like they have a tendency to do, that we have all seen that reading from the slide. And then also to be able to record presentations that they can then save as video files and submit to their teachers as well.
I feel like this is that moment where it's like, how are they going to know? Right? They're not going to know.
They're not going to know. You are also going to have the ability coming soon to co-present in slides with Google Meet. So what this will do is 2 or more people can manage the slides together, including advancing slides, playing videos. So again, you have a smoother presentation for your audience. So this feature is going to be a game changer for those of you who frequently present with a partner, so that you don't have to say next slide, you can go on, please advance, all those little things we have to do sometimes to say, hey, we're ready to move on whenever it's time to change that slide. So this is not available yet, but it will be rolling out in the coming months to those with Teaching and Learning Upgrade and Education Plus.
I feel like Lori might have been talking to me.
No, never. I would never do that to you, Chantel. Okay, these next couple are currently available now. So all Google Workspace for Education accounts can add captions in English, French, German, Portuguese, and in Spanish to Google Meet meetings and recordings, with more languages coming later this year. So during a live meeting, you can turn on captions on or off at the bottom of the Meet window using that CC button. So that's your closed caption button. The caption language can then be set in the meeting settings located under the 3 dots at the bottom of the Meet window. So each individual user that's attending your meeting, they can set their language to whatever they want. And then if you're recording a meeting, you are able to set that language for captions prior to the start of the meeting. So it'll actually record those captions in the recording. So several benefits for using captions in Google Meet. We've got improved accessibility. Captions are an important accessibility feature that allow individuals with hearing impairments to fully participate in that meeting. Language support is huge, especially for our students. We have a lot of students that are non-native speakers, so they're going to be able to participate in these meetings when they may not be speaking the same language as that speaker in those meetings. And then accommodation for different learning styles. Some individuals may learn better through reading or through listening, and those captions can help. I don't know if you're like me, but when I'm watching TV, I have the captions on all the time, because sometimes I may miss something and I want to make sure that I'm hearing everyone properly. And then our last little feature here in Google Meet and Google Slides is coming soon again. And again, we have an AI feature. So to make meetings seem more natural soon with AI, hand raise gesture detection is coming to all Google Workspace for Education users. So you will be able to physically raise your hand, and Meet will automatically raise the hand icon instead of having to click that button, and it will move you into that main grid so that the speaker knows that you have a question. So again, this hand raised gesture detection is going to roll out in the coming months.
All right. Where's my intro, Chantel?
Oh. Drum roll, please. I mean, I was still stuck on Lori's raising the roof, with the AI gestures. I like that. Okay.
All right. Well, we're best for last, right? We're going to jump into some Google Classroom tools. We're going to quickly go through practice sets. We did a great webinar on that recently, and I'll share some resources with you as well to help you get started, because I want to make sure that we get to show you interactive questions in YouTube. So Vanna, next slide, please. All right. So with practice sets, this is one of my favorite tools that's come out recently. We talked about this in a previous webinar, and we started it off by talking about how everyone learns different. I think we can all agree on this call. Anyone who's watching can agree on that. But I think that we can also agree that we all have something in common, and that is that we learn better when we have time to practice and when we're provided timely feedback. And that's what Practice Sets does. So as a brief recap, what are practice sets? It's a feature in Google Classroom that enables teachers to turn existing content like PDFs, or maybe they create it from the ground up, to turns it into engaging and interactive tasks. It also allows teachers to automate grading. Hello, awesome. Quickly spot concepts that students might need a review on, and there's built-in supports, kind of like digital anchor charts. When you get access to these slides, that video on the previous slide will walk you through it as well. So we also discussed the student experience as well. As students are working through these practice sets, they're going to receive immediate feedback, constructive and affirming, to let them know how they're doing as they progress through this experience. As they're going, you can notice on the slide, the left-hand side has the question, the right-hand side, that little blue shape that you see here. If a student is unsuccessful in the question, a light bulb's going to pop up that starts to shine, illuminate, if you will. And you can click the light bulb, and it's going to give the student some remediation, things like infographics, videos, like I said, on-time feedback, timely feedback for them to help them. I think of those like digital anchor charts. It will also congratulate them on their accomplishments as they go, with really fun animations like the strong muscles animation, and even some confetti that falls down their screen when they're done and ready to turn in.
I was like, is there going to be confetti? Is there going to be confetti? All right.
That's pretty cool. But so you said right or wrong, they'll get that feedback automatically. How does it know like the different kinds of resources to provide, like when they got it wrong or when they got it right?
That's a really great question. So when you build it as a teacher, you'll of course indicate the correct answers so it knows which ones to give a green check to. If a student gets it wrong, what Google is utilizing is artificial intelligence. That's the talk of the town right now, right? To provide those suggestions and video tips. As a teacher is building these experiences for students, they are searching for those resources utilizing that AI.
Cool. Gotcha.
All right. And if you see on that slide too, sorry, Chantel, the button on that slide at the top, that is a really cool new practice sets course that you can take that actually simulates practice sets, even if you don't have access to them right now. All right. All right, and lastly, educators are able to gain some really powerful and impactful insights that show some high-level trends for student performance. You can see a little snippet of that on the screen. Once again, before we move on to the next piece, check out that course. It's fantastic, but also we have a Practice Sets Academy that's coming up that's completely dedicated, like 90% demo. Anyone can attend, completely dedicated to practice sets on May 24th from 12 to 1 Central Time Zone. Click that link and you can register.
Awesome. What day is that again, Amy?
It is May 24th.
Oh, okay. I'm clearing my calendar.
All right, this one I'm going to touch on just briefly. This one's coming soon, but it's going to be a game changer. This is one of the first ones that's coming soon that we're going to talk about. But what you'll be able to do soon is that educators will be able to sort their grades and assignments within Google Classroom by quarters, semesters, or terms. So keep an eye out. It's pretty neat. I think you're going to be excited about it. And lastly, in our last few minutes together, let's talk about another feature that's coming soon that I'm also very equally excited about. And this is interactive questions in YouTube. Soon, you're going to be able to add questions to a YouTube video and assign it to students all within Google Classroom. While that video plays, students are able to answer questions, get real-time feedback, and rewatch and resubmit if needed. Educators can also gain insights, just like you saw earlier with practice sets, that will show how students are progressing, the questions they're struggling with, how many attempts it's taken, etc. So we're going to walk you through a real quick demo of a video. We'll get through as much as we can. and then you'll be excited about it. All right, so here we are in Google Classroom. You create an assignment. You're going to give it a title. You're then going to add in some optional student instructions. Once you do that, when this is available, you will click on, well, you can see YouTube now, but there's a new extra button that comes with this. You can search for a video here, or you can type in a link, copy and paste a link here of a video that you've already looked at. Okay, you'll notice it says add questions. Now that's the new feature that's coming. And we'll show you this first little snippet at the very beginning. So you can do a start and stop time. You can add in instructions. And then as you play the video, you can pause it. And every time you pause it, you can add a question. We saw a question earlier in the chat. As of right now, multiple choice questions are your only option, but more questions to come. They're also considering those as well. So as you can see in my video, I fast forwarded to the wrong spot, backed up a little bit. So it's very user friendly. Get to the spot you want. Once you get there, you're going to click add. You type in your question, and then you add in your answer choices. I watched the video previously. I had my questions and answers ready to go. You select the correct answer and then rinse and repeat. You just keep going, keep going, keep going. Now, we're not going to get to this part here, but if you're watching the video, top right-hand corner, there's an eyeball. That's the student experience. That's going to allow you to go through this and see how it looks as a student. You can practice it, see how it feels, go back and edit as needed, and then you attach it to Google Classroom. From there, students can work through it. They can answer questions. If they get it wrong, they can then rewatch the video and then resubmit the question. And when they're ready, they can completely submit their assignment.
That is awesome, Amy. I love that. I mean, that is just so cool. Like, I cannot wait, right, for that.
Yeah, and if you're interested, click that beta interest button up there and you can sign up to play around with it. And right now, beta is going to be available in English, Japanese, Malay, Portuguese, and Spanish.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, guys, I mean, that was like fast and furious, but also wonderful. And we have to say that's a wrap for us, right? Thanks for joining us in this series that we've done. We're so excited to, have had the opportunity to share with some of the updates that Google has with you and some of the things that are coming and that are currently available. We hope that those of you that have joined us have a much better idea of how all these new features and product updates can fit in with your classrooms. And even though this is our last radio with the series, you can keep up with us and connect with us at any of our handles, but especially you can find us at Fry Tech on any social media platform. Thank you so much for joining us, and bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.